Hello everyone, my name is Allison and welcome back to another one of my YouTube videos. Today I'm going to be showing you guys the very trendy that girl, clean girl makeup look, but make it long lasting and for more oily skin types, because I feel like it is so hard to find this very no makeup, clean makeup look for people with more oily skin. So I have a very oily T-zone. I've definitely been able to manage it throughout the years with my skincare, but I still definitely get oily throughout the day, and I have found some tried and true amazing cream makeup products that last all day on my skin. So I'm really excited to share this video with you guys. I will have some powder alternatives towards the end of the video if you just still are too nervous about creams, and I'll share with you any of my tricks that I use on this specific makeup look to make it last all day long. Okay, so for this look, I feel like it really works the best if I do my skincare immediately before I apply it. So I have that with me today, and what I use is this Versed Sunday Morning Antioxidant Oil Serum. I use the Versed Dew Point Gel Cream, and I use the Kiehl's Under Eye Treatment, and then I do use a little mist of my Caudilie Beauty Elixir, so I'm going to do that really quick, and that is kind of what I use to prime my skin for this look. So my only other priming step that I do with this makeup look is I use the e.l.f. Stay All Night Microfine Mist. And I definitely noticed a difference in the longevity of this makeup look by doing that step first. Okay, so then for the base, what I use is the Neutrogena Hydra Boost Hydrating Tint. This product is so underrated because there's been so many skin tints that have come out since this one launched like years and years ago, but this one is just tried and true. It's so amazing. It gives you a pretty decent coverage for a hydrating tint. Like, I think it's quite buildable, and then it is so long wearing with still looking very satin and almost like just dewy and skin-like. It's such a beautiful finish. It's great coverage for what it is, and the longevity of it is incredible. I use this all year round, even in the summertime. I used to wear it underneath my mask when we were wearing masks, and it stayed on still so well. I was like blown away with it. So this is an incredible product. I did also want to share, I do this look a lot too with the L'Oreal Lumique lotion. I have a whole YouTube video where I do a very similar look to this one, but I use this as the base instead, so I'll link that down below so you guys can see this product in action. And another product that I use that's not quite as long wearing, but it is really good if I'm going to be outside all day, is the CeraVe Hydrating Tinted Sunscreen. This gives you very little coverage at all. It's just slight tint. It's only good for a couple skin tones, so that's unfortunate about it. But I do also like to mix these two together, which makes it a little bit more friendly for more skin tones, and so these two mixed together also make a gorgeous base for this look. But if you are looking for the more long wearing option of the two, because that's what this video is about, this product is incredible. So it's a doe foot applicator, and I just put it right on my skin. Avoid touching the doe foot to my lovely zit friend. So you can apply this pretty generously because it blends out really well, and I feel like I need like a little bit more coverage on my cheeks today. And then I just take this large duo fiber brush. It's the blending and bronzing brush from EcoTools, and that's what I use to just blend this out. Okay, so now my base is totally blended in. You have to try this product, because I hope you can see it on camera, but my skin just looks so just plump and dewy and pretty, and I love that skin tint. It's so gorgeous. So for concealer then, I use the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer because it just looks a little bit more natural on the skin than the original Camo Concealer, but it's still very long wearing, very full coverage, which I need for my under eyes. So I'm just going to use that underneath my eyes to highlight the center of my face, and then I will use a little bit to cover up anywhere on my face that I just need to conceal more. And then after that's on, I'm going to blend it out with my beauty sponge. And because I have a lot of darkness underneath my eyes, I do like to go in with just a little bit more of this concealer. I am not part of the that girl trend that can just do 2 little dots of concealer under their eyes. I need a lot more than that. And then this time I am going to just let that concealer sit for a little bit. So if you're only just doing if you're doing just one layer of concealer, definitely suggest letting it sit for, you know, at least like 30 seconds or so, just so it dries a little bit and gets a little bit tacky. That's going to help with your coverage, and that's also going to help with the longevity of the product. So if you can let it dry down just a bit, that's definitely going to help this whole makeup look just last a lot longer on your skin. So we are actually going to wait to powder until the end of this makeup look, because I have realized personally with my more oily skin that if I actually just let the cream products kind of sit down and self-set a bit and then just go in with a little bit of powder at the end, I've noticed the longevity has drastically increased with my makeup on these like no makeup, light makeup, skin tint kind of days. I definitely feel like I get a lot more wear out of my makeup if I kind of let it self-set for a little bit. So we are going to move on to a gel bronzer. So this is the Clinique Sun-Kissed Face Jelly, and in the other makeup look where I'm using the lotion as a base, I do also use this bronzer because it is so, again, underrated. I don't hear anybody talking about this bronzer, but it is so cool. It is this gel formula, that's why it's called a jelly. And I'm just going to use the little mirror in my cream blush to squirt a little bit out, because it's actually going to stain your skin. So if you use the back of your hand, you will have a big bronze blotch patch on your skin for a couple hours. So what it is it's this beautiful lightweight jelly that, like I said, it just leaves like a stain on your skin. So it's undetectable, it's so natural, and it's super long wearing. So I usually use a cream bronzer, which I do love cream bronzers. The e.l.f. Putty bronzer, if you don't want to go for this one from Clinique, this e.l.f. Putty bronzer is also really great. It gives the same look where it's really light and buildable, like it's a very sheer color to it. It's just not quite as long wearing as the Sun-Kissed Jelly. So I'm going to show you guys this on the skin, and you can see that it looks very sheer at first, but it is like definitely very buildable. But you're going to want to work in light layers, and you do have to work pretty quickly with this because it does set down, and once it sets down it's very difficult to blend out. So I like to pick it up with my brush, kind of like make a mess and work it into my brush a little bit, so that way it's evenly distributed before I go ahead and buff it into the skin. But this product is so beautiful. It gives a really nice natural red toned tan, so I personally think that it looks very naturally sun-kissed. It really doesn't budge after it's set, and it's a really unique product that I feel like needs a lot more hype than it has. So I'm just going to blend that into any areas where I'm naturally sun-kissed. And it's definitely not meant to look contoured or chiseled or anything like that. You're going to kind of just want like an overall bronzy color to your face. Okay, again, I hope that it's translating on camera, but now I just have this very natural sun-kissed look. It doesn't look heavy, it looks very transparent, you can still see my skin through it. So unlike a cream bronzer, it doesn't give you any additional coverage, so it's just really natural and really beautiful. So for blush, I use the Stila cream blush in the shade Peony. It's just a really natural color. It actually just picks up on the same brush that I used for the cream bronzer, and for the more that girl, clean girl makeup look, they kind of focus the blush higher up on the cheekbones to do like a little bit more of a lifted look. I have tried that on myself a couple of times, but to be honest, it just really doesn't look very great, and it's not very flattering on my more long oval face. So I do tend to still bring my blush in on my cheeks a lot more. I think that trends are really fun, and I love to play around with makeup trends, but at the end of the day I have to kind of do what's best for my face shape or I'm just gonna look crazy. So I love blush, I love wearing a lot of blush, and this one is just so pretty. Again, it's really nice and buildable, and you can actually touch up this blush throughout the day if you feel like you need to. Because it does do well over powder. So even at the end of the makeup look, after I've powdered, I might just go in and like touch up with this blush a little bit more, so that way I have like a layer of it on, and then a light layer of transparent powder, and then a little bit more blush, and that's gonna help your blush really last throughout the day. Okay, so now we are going to go in with a little bit of powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder, just in the transparent color. It's nice that this powder comes in a lot of different colors though. Oh, there's a lot of sirens going by. Excuse me for 1 minute. Okay, I think they're probably out of earshot now. But this powder comes in a lot of different colors, so that way if you feel like you need a colored powder under your eyes, or you don't like having like just a transparent powder, then you have the option. But I pick a little bit of this up onto a pretty small setting brush in comparison to what I usually use, and then I just go under my eyes and in my T-zone, and I just push and press the powder into my skin. I'm going to dust it on my eyelids as well, but I feel like the pressing motion with the brush really just locks the makeup in, helps to conceal pores. Definitely make sure you go with your beauty blender and blend out any creases on your eyelids or your under eye or anything like that before you go in with this step, so you don't set the creases. But I have also realized that kind of less is more with powder. I used to bake every single day and thinking that that was going to keep my makeup in place all day, and there is a time and place for baking, but I think on an everyday look like this, it works better almost to just use the least amount of powder that you can and just press it. Then for highlight, the infamous Charlotte Tilbury Beauty Light Wand. This is the original color, Spotlight. We're just gonna use a very generous amount of this on our cheekbones and on our nose, and we're gonna blend that in with the makeup sponge. And this highlight with a sponge, I feel like I can blend it over top of that powder that we use, because we didn't go crazy with the powder, so I feel like we can still blend this cream highlight over it. But I didn't want to use the powder after the fact because I wanted to make sure that this highlighter was not covered up by a translucent powder, because this whole look is about being very dewy and luminous, so we can't skip out on the highlighter. And like I said before, after I do my powder highlight, I do tend to want to go in with that blush again and just touch up very lightly, tap the blush into place over top of that powder, and then it kind of creates a little sandwich of powder and cream and helps with the longevity a lot. So then the last step with the skin, whoopsie, is to go back in with a generous coat of our Stay All Night, Stay All Night Microfine Mist. Fan it a bit, and then also take my beauty blender. Oh, found it. Also take your beauty blender after you do your setting spray, and while it's still just a little bit damp, go and just tap in the setting spray to all the areas where you get the most oil. So now my eyebrows are done, my mascara is done, and I added a little bit of the Buxom Dolly lip gloss. And this is the finished makeup look, you guys. I am so obsessed with it. It took me a really long time to figure out how to make cream makeup work for my more oily skin type and make it last like longer than an hour. So I'm just so excited about these products. They are tried and true for me. I've been using them for years. I really love them. So I hope you guys try this makeup look out if you have oily skin as well, and I hope it works for you as well as it works for me. Definitely try my little tricks and let me know how it works. I did just want to share 3 quick products with you guys in case you're just like, nope, creams are not going to work for me, but I really want that similar makeup look. This bronzer by Wet n Wild has a really pretty natural undertone to it, and it has a slight shimmer to it. It's also very lightweight and buildable and sheer, so that way you can kind of get that same look as the cream bronzer. This is one that I definitely use all the time, clearly, and I really love it. It's very beautiful for this makeup look. If you want a very luminous blush that's super long lasting, but it's a powder and almost looks cream-like on the face, it is the Almay Healthy Q blush in the shade Nearly Nude. It's going to give you a very similar look to this, but again in a powder form. And then if you want a very natural, glowy, super beautiful highlight, the Essence Pure Nude highlighter. I have the shade 10 Be My Highlight. It is phenomenal. It looks stunning on the skin. It's going to give you a very similar makeup look. Again, these products are so great if you are just, you're like, you know what, no, I'm not going to go with the creams. That's not going to work with my skin or my life. I prefer powders. Those powders will give you a very similar makeup look without having to use the creams. So again, let me know if you try that out with those makeup products. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!